What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 24, picking up from the ancient ruins of Rauh. So, from this point forward, you are effectively working your way into the end game and obviously the end of the DLC, working through the ancient ruins up to your last legacy dungeon. So, at this point, anything that you don't have done, now is the time to do it, as this is going to act as the point of no return. So, that being said, the ancient ruins of Rauh does have a lot of interconnectivity. There is a lot of ways you can do this, and it can be quite confusing. For instance, right over here on the left hand side, you'll find a lift that will take you down to an optional area. However, you can get to this from the ruins too. So what I find works best is just to kind of go in, take one path at a time, clear it all out, as it all kind of intertwines. There's multiple levels, multiple layers to this. Now, as you work in, most of the outskirts doesn't have anything going on here, guys. And you do have torrent, but we want to do this on foot. We'll kind of just save time and get ahead a bit. But once we get to the ruins, I would highly advise doing this on foot. If you start moving too fast through here, you're going to get mixed up. You're going to chase your tail a bit. Thank you. Alright, so as soon as you get in here, you're going to see my runes. There's going to be a curse blade on your right. In fact, I started doing this episode, and then the curse blade killed me, and I kind of snapped. I was like, it's not a good start. No one wants to hear me fucking rage for 5 minutes about annoying fucking curse blade. You know what I mean? But we all know how you can get. We all know how the bastards get. That out of the way. Thank you, guys. Still very, very, very obnoxious enemy at the end of the day. It doesn't change no matter how much stronger you get. You know what I mean? The moveset is just really, really obnoxious. So when you get here, we're actually going to be taking this right-hand path. But this guy has one of our upgrades, so let's rush him down. He's your revered Spirit Ash. There's still a few upgrades here. There's going to be a lot of these guys with the jars. Not all of them have upgrades, but I think like 3 of them do. That being one. It's like 3 or 4. He just has consumables. Most do. Yeah, most just have consumables. Thank you. Alright, so once you got them, I'd backtrack. And the reason why we want to go this way is there's a caster up top, and he can be very much a pain in the ass if you go the other way. This way, we can most likely take him out without even alerting him for the most part. So as soon as you follow this route around, he's going to be right here. And he's the one that puts the incantation under your feet. So no matter what, you're almost guaranteed to get caught by it. Thank you. Thank you. Now if you're doing a Dex Faith build, Mesmer Spear is just a phenomenal choice going through here. It's going to give us access to taking a lot of these guys out from range, make your life much easier. Now, a few of these guys are going to be using spells on you. Once again, if you can get them from range, I highly recommend doing it, because there's another one right to your left. Now, this door is a path forward. Yep, there is. This door is a path forward. Before we go that way, we're going to go and clear this out. Now, even over here, it doesn't drop down. They'll lead to that same area, but we're not going to take it. We want to go through the door. However, there is one item here, so we'll grab it. Like I said, a lot of interconnectivity. You don't need to go both ways, right? It's just other ways to get to the same place, if you will. And with that, we're good. So, like I said, instead of taking your drop, we're going to go this way. Backtrack for your door. Now it's scorpion time. So there's a lot of those really little ones, and there's a lot of the really big ones too. Now, thankfully, they really don't have that much health. Look at that. In fact, I only need to charge it probably. Oh, maybe I do. Usually, it might be a bigger one. That's like usually just like a quick throw will take them down if you got them half health. Yeah, they'll stack it up, being careful. There's a few more that's going to drop down. Your ranged abilities don't work that bad either, honestly. If you want to go with, what is it, Serpent? What's it called? Fire Serpent? That works really good. Good God. When did y'all start chasing us down this much? You. Pretty annoying, right? Welcome to the start of the zone. I mean, it's the last zone. It's to be expected. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, and you know we haven't even seen that yet. Shadow Realm Rune, then Illusionary Wall. Okay, looking at my notes here. So right where you see this guy, if you just go up, smack your wall, come over here for a cookbook, and then a utility item of sorts. So Bondstone is kind of like the Spirit Calm Bell from the base game. It's like just something you kind of put on your offhand over here. Something like Mogwin's Shackle, the Barn, you know, Perfume, Infant's Head, and then, you know, Wraith Calm Bell. It's just like an item like that. Use a little bit of FP to get, you know, a little ability that's really not that good. It's more of something to play around with and less something to be serious about, if you ask me. But it's kind of fun because it gives physical builds access to magic type abilities, at least, for a little bit of FP cost. But if you don't have Ant or Faith, it's not going to scale anyways, typically. There's like three pot dudes here. So we got one here. Notice he wasn't glowing, but this one is. Or may have been the other one. One of them. Yeah, Raw Burrow. I thought one had the upgrade. It may be in the next main room. There's a lot of them. You know, those aren't exact to my notes. I know there's 3. It may be farther up, but one of them going through here will have another upgrade for your character, and one will have another upgrade for your summons. These should just be consumables, though. Yeah, okay. Because usually they do kind of sparkle a bit if they got upgrade mats. So all we're doing now is just kind of clean house here, guys. And I would highly advise going through here and killing every single guy, because what we're going to do is we're going to do this in one run, meaning we're going to go through, kill everybody, and then we're going to do an optional path, and we're going to have to go back through again. So if you can stay alive and kill them all as you go, that means they're all going to be dead when you come back through. You just run right through. So that main door will progress us. We do not want to take that yet. Instead, we're going to take this little tunnel. There's going to be 3 scorpions. These ones are different. They'll start rolling at you. In fact, all of them can do this from now on. From this point forward, and it's really, really obnoxious. Yeah, because they'll keep doing it, but then on top of that, they kind of lock you down, you know. Yep. So what you got to do is kind of dodge them, but you want to stay by a wall, because if you dodge them here, they're going to be out of range, right? But if you could get by a wall, wait for them to come to you, dodge through, turn around, you got them cornered. And that's really the only way to get to it if you're, you know, you're not cautious. It's supposed to be 3. I only see 2. Huh. Oh, there he is. Usually the other one's like on that little platform with him. Okay, it's getting near the wall. Yep. Alright, now once you got all of them down, we can go up top. Alright, now, same thing again. This is where it gets confusing because there's like so many routes here. So we could go over here to the right, but we're not gonna. Instead, we're gonna go to the left-hand side first. And that's what I'm saying. You've got to just do a few loops around if you want all the items. So when you come in on your left-hand side, you'll see this. Now, when you go in here, if you look to the right, you're gonna notice like a little outside portion. That's where we're gonna go, but we're gonna go from the left and just do a big loop around. I will say, you can go through here a few times, guys. It's really not hard to learn. But at first, it does. Man, it seems like a lot, bro. It seems like a lot. There's a lot of paths. Just pure hell navigation-wise. That's how it feels. You know what I'm saying? God, he's annoying. There you go. Stop it. And you see what I'm saying? It's just so steady. Back to back to back. It's all they do. It's the only thing they want to do. They want to do nothing else. Just spam a fucking attack. Spam, 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 spam. So, highly fucking irritating. Now, this guy's much bigger doesn't look like it just yet, but you notice before that was doing like half her health, now it's not. It's a much bigger person. But as you see, he goes down like anybody else. So with him out the way, we can get the scorpion summon right here. You know, one more roly-poly. Oh, we missed. That's right. We're by the wall. We'll be good. Alright. So once we got them taken out, we're going to continue our loop going out. And then that's, you know, the other route you could have took. So, now from here, we're really just going straight and dropping down. You guys, once again, explore if you want. I know there's nothing here, so we're not going to waste the time. There's going to start being those really big arcane enemies. I think there's either 2 or 3, but either way, you're just running straight down, guys, and just dropping right off. There should be 2 right here, kind of right by each other. Let's see if we could sneak on in. You're gonna end up really hating these fuckers later this episode, guys, when we have to deal with a bunch of them going through the main portion of the ruins, and they're some of them really big, and you know, it's all blood loss, a bunch of blood loss dogs. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really fun. Not looking forward to it, if you can tell. At all, you know, like at all. So over here, that's where we're going. Fight your next hippos and get your next upgrade map. And then beneath that is actually where we got your talisman with your stone sword key, where I said, hey, it's going to teleport you to a late area game, but it's going to be a place you can't reach when you're in the late game. Just like the, you know, the 4 belfries, right? So that's right beneath it. Come on, one more. Boom. Thank you. Take my upgrade. And aside from that, there's nothing else here. So what you're going to be doing is backtracking. I guess we could show that off, though. Since I did call it out, we'll show it real quick. So like I said, just beneath you, that's where we went earlier on. Where's that? Yep, right down there. So you should see the little eagle, bro. It was like a horned warrior, but you could like fly around like a little falcon or eagle or whatever the hell he was. Well, that's right down there. So we actually were teleported here after Castle Insis, for those of you that do recall. Now, as you go back up, as soon as you go up the stairs to the left, right in the little corner, you're going to see a hole. I didn't call it out when we passed it because, you know, we weren't going here yet. So when we go in, to the right, it's going to take you back up to the top. That's where your exit. So if you guys remember, I said you could have took a lift down and get you here. That's what I was referencing. Now, there's a lot of these guys. We got to really try our best to pull them back here. Really try our best. Oh, he's doing the whole combo, isn't he? There's one. There's 2. And all this is just for a somber 8. If you're not worried about it, you know, don't feel like you have to do it. Oh, he got us. Which also means he got iframes. Yep. That'll solve that fucking issue, won't it? Okay, blood loss, bro. get your somber 8, you know. Really, really worth your time, right? Alright guys, so from here, like I said, you're just going to backtrack to this far corner. We'll have one more and then we'll have our lift. And we got the pitchfork. A lot of people really liked that weapon when the game came out. I'm sorry, the DLC rather. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alright guys, so from this point we're just going to do a loop all the way back through again, but obviously this time we'll be popping that door. So you see what I'm saying? That's what makes it really easy to follow if you do find it confusing. So I was like, don't worry about it. You know, I got a way to do it where it's not so bad, because all you're going to do is you go through, instead of taking, you know, you go through, you do a loop. Instead of taking that second main door, you take the tunnel. Then we'll circle again and take the main door. Then, you know, everything beyond that point's done, and it just makes it a lot easier to follow. It did take me quite a while in my notes to figure the best way to do this. Trust me, it did, because you have your spirit springs that are in here. You have 2 levels, and you're like, well, damn, if I don't take the spirit spring, am I going to be missing something? And you're just not, you know? So, because like I said, it's all just the same shit, but the way it's set up, you're like, holy shit, I got to be missing some stuff, you know? So it just really throws you off. Just very well at it. And I guess just to show you guys that we didn't miss anything here, because we know that path, right? Took out the scorpions, looped around. I told you this would take you to the same place. So if I was to drop down, right here was that tunnel we took. So this would have just skipped over everything. We would have missed the illusionary wall. We would have, but it leads to the same place. So as mentioned, you're not missing anything for anyone that may be concerned with that. Some people are trusting. I could be like, hey, you know, we're not going to go this way, nothing's there. And there's always going to be those that question it. So this is something I do in my walkthroughs. If we're not going to go a place, I'll typically show you why. So, you know, people don't think that I just don't know, you know, and that we're missing items. Now, as my channels are on longer, I'm sure I'll actually gain credibility with my viewers. You know, it'd be a lot easier. But until then, you know, I do want to just make sure everyone knows, that's all. Especially if we're going to be so bold to call it a 100% walkthrough. Alright, then take out Mr. Snails. Just make sure you don't have any items before we head on. Alright, we're good. Drop on down. As soon as you drop, you're going to turn around, going to the southeast. Because if you remember that first path we took, we weren't done yet, we still had other things. Well, this actually links to it. Because remember we had the outside route we didn't do? Well, that's going to take you to it. I'll show you. We're out of stamina. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? That's the Shadow Realm rune. We just hop on Torrent, take this Spirit Spring. And when you jump up here, if you were to take the main path out, for one, this guy's got an upgrade mat, Scatter Tree actually. That's actually for us, not our summons, which is nice. We'll take him. Take him. And the only things left is a Curse Blade. There's no real reason to fight him, because right over there to the left, that's the path we originally took. So if you would have went to the right in that main room, it'd be right here. About time, right? About time? Shit. He's starting to drop his weapon. He could drop the Cirque, Curse Blade Cirque. It's really dope, guys. Really, really dope. But yeah, so once you have that, and then just to show off, this is the way we originally took. So that was like your main path over here on the left. We went this way, that was, you know, that outside portion. So just to bring it full circle, so that shows, you know, all Spirit Spring areas have been cleared. That shows all the main paths. main doors have all been cleared in full. And now we're just pushing towards the end of the first half of the ruins. Much smaller half, but still, I'd probably still consider first half. So we're going to drop on down. Almost forgot our red flesh mushroom. Can't miss that. You know, can't miss that shit. Now, this is where we originally dropped down. It'd probably be beneficial to go to deal with these assholes. They will follow us if they start trying to fly and grab us. It's just not going to be fun. Alright, so you're just going to go straight on through. If you go to the left, that's going to progress you out. It's really easy to miss this, but we do want to go over here to the right-hand side first. So right up this tree branch is going to get your next Crucible Talisman. And Crucible Talismans are like a different form of defensive talisman. It's not going to like boost your status resistance or anything. But like some, if you guys remember, it makes you take less damage from headshots with the arrow, which is very obscure. Some lets you take less damage from critical attacks, so it'd be good for PvP. So, you know, they're, like I said, still defensive, but just a little bit different the way they go about it. You got straggler? Alright, there we go. Now, as we head on out, there's going to be one upper portion with the Shadow Realm rune. Aside from that, there's like nothing here. So, we're not going to be killing every single guy. We got quite a bit to do, guys. Quite a bit to do. So, as soon as you go through, just kind of turn around to the left, you'll see this root. Get your rune. And get out. Now, as soon as we come out of here, it's actually going to be a Crucible Knight. You have not faced any in the DLC. This is like the only one, and we'll get his helm, which is really cool, and that badass great hammer. But before we even get into that, we're going to get you guys a side of grace. Otherwise, you have to navigate your way through all that again, and anyone that hasn't done it enough times, you will probably get confused, right? So let's not take the chance. We're going to rest. And that's wrapped up in full. So let's get on up to 18. So 2 more upgrades here, 2 more upgrades there, and then we're wrapped. You know, we're fully upgraded. Like, your damage negation should be pretty high. Aside from that, you get another upgrade mat, and then you're going to get 2 quest items. These are notes that you would have found at like Shadowkeep or other places, just depending on the choices you made with the quests. We did the walkthrough in different ways, so we got them here, but typically you'd find them other places. And it's really just telling you that you need to kill Mesmer to get Mesmer's flame to burn the shadow tree to let us into this tower. And, you know, Dane left one, Letta left one, and it kind of just says, hey, you need to make it to the ancient ruins of Rauh, and then because of all the, you know, all the paths in Shadowkeep, it lets you know how to reach the ancient ruins of Rauh over here at the West Rampart. So, you know, like I said, we made different decisions, so we got it differently. Alright, so 2 more for an upgrade. So we're gonna go back to this guy, Crucible Knight, big great hammer, holy burst, but he also will like grow 4 legs, like some super big horse spider thing, and hop around 3 times with slight delays. He does a lot of damage. Our side of grace is close, you know. Our guard counters make it can be a very difficult fight. They really can if you're not careful. 2, 3, it's actually 4, sorry. Very delayed on that 4. Yeah, about to die. Isn't that a crazy incantation? That's that one that those plants are using in the base game. We're actually going to get you guys out here in a minute. Okay. I was trying to get the damn critical to get iframes, but it's not a big deal. We'll get them. I really don't know why I did that. Well, where's it put us? Okay. I'm like, well, because the side of grace is right there. I'm like, please don't put me, like, super fucking far behind, you know? Please don't do that. Let's just go quickly, at least. Solid greatsword. I mean, he's doing holy. I'm not that worried about it. did warn you, kind of a dick, you know? Kind of a dick. It sucks, though, that you get one of the best weapons in the DLC and a really dope helm, but it's like right at the end. You'll have a little time to use it, but not much. Your last region is here, and then we have your last legacy dungeon. It's really isn't that big. I mean, it's big, but it's no bigger than Ballarat Tower Settlement. Probably doesn't take any longer. It might take longer because all the deaths you're going to get because you have not seen enemies like you're going to face there, like at all. You've not seen anything like the enemies you'll face there. But it's not big, you know. Come on, dagger, fucker. Thank you. Give me my hammer, give me my helmet. There you go. Devonia's hammer, Crucible hammer helm. So if you want to do the Crucible Knight build, this thing's wicked, but I mean, you'd have to do like probably pure strength. I don't know, if you do like strength faith, going 60-60, and then you just put the rest of your points in endurance as you got them, that could work. These were from the original sets, but I mean, that is obviously just much better, you know what I mean? And then obviously the weapon's pretty special, really big, really tanky, physical, holy, strength faith, which should be very obvious, but that's what it is. So really cool items, very unique items, very powerful items. And I think the helm has some kind of effect. I forgot to show you guys that. Primordial form of the erdtree strengthens aspect of the crucible incantations. Yeah, that's what it was. And I knew that too. I don't know why I forgot. That's something else that probably should have been pretty fucking obvious. So before we go forward, guys, we're going to go down to item crafting. We're going to craft a few furnace pots. Where you at? So I didn't know this. Someone told me this recently online, that hefty furnace pots can actually do damage to the furnace golems. That you can stagger them, throw this inside of them while they're on the ground instead of doing a critical, and do massive amounts of damage. So I would like to give this a try. My knowledge, the only thing they're for is bringing these guys back to life. Now when we go ahead, we're going to start progressing, and that furnace golem's going to rise. It's going to be hard to get this shit because it's going to dip its head down to that really big whirl of flame. So you're going to have to haul ass, drop to the right, and just try to quickly grab your items. With that being said, you can fight him the long way like we typically would, breaking him down and getting critical attacks. Or you can work your way around and get up top and throw pops in. However, if you progress just a little bit too far, he's just going to die in his own and you miss your tier. So I want to make sure we're clear on that. Because there is an easy way to get him down going on the upper portion and using pots. And I tried that when I was taking notes. And for whatever reason, he wouldn't come close enough. He just kept doing where he spits all the flames out the top. He kept spamming that. He would not come closer, so I was not able to actually get anything off. So, and then he just died because I progressed too far. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't go that way, although you could. You can go over here, use Margaret's Shackle to free your Spirit Spring and jump up top, but, we're just not going to cover it that way. And we're actually going to go this way. But we're going to go and get rid of him because I don't even want a chance missing your stuff, you know what I mean? I'm trying to smack him. I know this is going to annihilate us, but if you don't attack him quick enough, he'll just spam that attack, which you guys know. This is our last one. This is our very last one. Thank God. Oh, come on, brother. 30 foot in the air. I always found that ridiculous. But I did warn, if he does a double, it does like a burst out in the air too. And we showed you guys before, if you have a weapon like Falx, where you're dual wielding, it's gonna, break his stance much easier, guys. We're gonna get another pop-off here. I wonder if my flask is still active. Nope. There we go. Now, this time I'm obviously not going to be going over a guide for an enemy we fought 1,000 times. Let's try this out. That's what they told me online. Let's see if it works. It said 3. Bullshit. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Maybe they meant hefty fire. I don't know, but that's what I thought. I thought it was bullshit. Yeah, that's what I was told. They said, oh, use hefty furnace pots, and it only takes 3. Use hefty fire, it only takes, hefty fire will take 5. And I was like, well, hefty furnaces to bring them back to life. This makes no sense. And everyone swore. There it is, right there. Proof that it's bullshit. It does not work. So, thank you guys. Let me just stick to my own notes, because my shit works. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But you can't always listen to online. Everyone thinks they know what they're talking about. Those were clear shots, guys. You couldn't get any clearer than that. I should have just grabbed the fire pots. It was already too late at that point. He does stay down for a while, but once you start causing damage, he's not going to sit there forever. You know what I mean? So... we shut it down? Oh damn, we shut his ass down. Just genuinely curious. Yeah, nothing's, yeah. As I said, maybe hefty fire pots, but then, and maybe it's just this one. I don't know, but when I'm doing a walkthrough, I'm trying to give everybody the best information I can. I'm not going to try to guide you in a way that makes things harder for you. You know what I mean? So, just to kind of show that off live and hopefully help some folks out. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and move forward and get a side of grace, but we're not going to be going past this way. We have other things we need to go ahead and knock out. So as you go up, over here to the left-hand side. Yeah, I guess we just rest here. Now we're going to backtrack. Actually, no. Just so everyone knows, make it less confusing. What the hell was it? Yeah, Ancient Ruins of Rauh East. Alright, so now he's out of the way. Any item you may have missed, go ahead and pick up. I think I pretty much got them all. Alright, now I will say the way we're going to do this is weird, and if we took the main path it'd be weird. So pretty much what we're going to do is take a side path. It gets you up top and you get to clear all stages of this little ruin here. But where it brings you out at shoots you to the right, which is essentially the end. or shoot you to the left, and then it'll tie back into that area. So it's kind of like we're doing the area backwards, right? So do keep that in mind, but I do believe it works best. You'll see as we go. So before you go up the stairs, instead of taking them this time, we're going to shoot over here to the right-hand side. There's a little nook back here, but there's really just nothing. But I do want to show that off. But what we're really after, just so you know, everyone knows we're not missing anything. Let's check our time too, guys. 35 minutes. We're doing all right. So just going to go through. This is a big jump. Big jump. But this is how you would get up top to use furnace or fire pots to try to kill that guy. Now, what does suck is this guy's got a lot of fucking health. Let's get back. But what's really cool is what he gives you. I guess it doesn't matter if he respawns, it doesn't matter if we kill him. You know, I thought I could get it off in time, not a big deal. Either way, he's gonna drop a really dope incantation, and that's the ability he does when we just fought the Crucible Knight. He puffed his chest out and it made it rain all those projectiles. We're gonna get that for taking him out. But since I switched up my weapons, I just really wasn't prepared. So what were we using? Mesmers. And I do love my katana. I'm supposed to switch that out for a holy spirit. That's alright. We got a lot of choices. A lot of choices, guys. A lot of choices. Get the furnace golem first try and then get killed by a plant. You gotta love Elden Ring. You don't know what to expect. You go kill Melidia first try, then you get killed by, like, fucking a commoner. You know, like, you just don't fucking know. Now, I got greedy and I paid for it. I don't know how many times I've learned that lesson. Seems like it's not enough, right? Not enough. I'm gonna try to fit all this in one episode. It's gonna be rough. I think we could get up to the boss, right? But like I said, there is a lot to cover here in the next 20 minutes. I did expect it to be 2 episodes, so we'll probably just find a safer spot to wrap by. I would hate to be left off in the middle of something. I guess for safe measure, we're just going to go ahead and clear this section and wrap up, because I know we're not going to have the time to do it all. I was wanting to, like, just push a little bit longer and see if we can, you know, get it all, but I don't know if we are, guys. And there you go. All that for your spell. Now, it was worth the effort, though. I will say that. It was worth the effort. Alright, y'all. So from here, there's going to be some of those really big scorpions that fly from, like, Rauh base. But, let's be honest, they don't have much health, right? You. Alright, so once we got them down, if you go all the way over, you're going to see this lift. And we need to take this lift to progress. However, all this doesn't actually connect, so just to kind of show you guys this level here. There's going to be a lot of scorpions, but if you notice, there's just really not much going on, right? So as you see, not really worth your time, but I did want to show that off. We're not going to take it. So instead, we're going to drop back down. Take your lift. Well, fuck you then. So this part's pretty rough, guys, to say the least. It really is. Let's get him fast. That's an upgrade. How the hell? I don't know why I need to fully charge on a fucking commoner, but it is what it is, I guess. So this part can be really rough. We're going to run into a lot of blood loss bullshit, guys. All those really big arcane enemies, a lot of blood loss dogs. Not of this first section, but, you know, that is what it's about to get to. So, right when you drop down. And it looks, I don't know how. I guess we went up higher or something, because it's really confusing. Because it looks like the area we're just in, but you're notice there's all different shit now, right? It's just kind of weird how it works. But, see if we could just try to even the playing field a bit. Because they're going to put you down in a second flat. These guys, they're extremely high level. And that's before the blood loss, you know? That's not good. I love how they spam all the special attacks like back to back. And it just leads right into the combo. I told you guys, it's going to be rough. It's going to be pretty rough going through here. Sooner we're through it, the better. You know what I mean? Sooner we're through it, the better. So I will say, if you follow it, kind of loop around, you can go this way, or you can go the other way. It does not matter. It's going to lead you to the same shit, right? Same shit. I like to go this way, swing far, and then just, you know, wrap back around with the loop. This will be the last little section we clear out, guys. Now, this is where shit gets fucked up, too. Is that guy up ahead? He's very different. He's much bigger than the other ones. He's much more deadly than the other ones. Even if you get all the dogs down and actually get a one-on-one fight, you're not guaranteed to win. Like, it's very difficult. But that's what we want. We've got to have, you know, we've got to have a one-on-one fight with this guy. And usually, yeah, let's say, usually it's still one more fucking dog. Really. Probably fucked. Pretty rough, right? Alright, so once you got him out, we are all clear here. We're not going to have to come back, so do not worry about that. We will not have to come back, nor will we. So to that end, make sure you have everything. It's going to suck if you don't, right? So either way, just kind of do a loop around. Then you're going to see on this far end, this is where your furnace golem was. So you can try to actually, I think it's Andre. Yeah, I'm sorry, he was over here. Right, no, that was the bridge. Yeah, no, that is where he was. Okay, it didn't look low enough. Yeah, so he would have been right here. So you could try to use fire pots. What I would do though, because he's gonna be so high up, you'd have to grab his attention. You'd have to pull him this way, go up the stairs, just make sure he aggroes. Then once you get to the very top, you'd have to go to like this corner right here, and then that's where you throw in your hefty fire pots. But you know, I think it's better because, like I said, if you go past this point, he ends up dying, you miss your tier. So, it's not good. And that is the way we want to go. But first, since we did not take this path, remember we swung wide instead of went straight through. There's one little loose item right here. Alright, so now that we have that, what we're going to be doing is showing you guys a few things before we close out. Because we're not doing this yet, but if you were to go up over here and kind of just turn around to your right, you see that rod area? That leads to the final boss, that leads to your legacy dungeon. That's the end, right? So with that being said, we still have that whole other area from that side of Grace to do and some optional content. However, I do want to go and just knock out this courtyard so we can just go through to our main path and be done with it next episode. Seems like that'd make the most sense. There's not much here. And there's actually another courtyard that looks identical to this, by the way. Oh, we're dead, yeah. Using a mana instead of a heal will do that. They'll definitely fucking do that. Might just count my losses and grab that next episode. Because, like I said, we'll hop on over there. Where was that? Rauh Ancient Ruins West. We're going to hop on over, but I'm not even worried about my stuff. We'll get it next episode. He's like I said, this is the back portion. However, there's many paths to branch off, so we're going to be working through this end. And we're just going to knock those paths off one by one, knock out all of your optional boss fights, get all of your optional items, and then push towards the end. So when we go up, I'll just grab my stuff then. Not really a big deal. Either way, guys, with that, we are going to wrap up here, as I know I just won't have the time to fit it all in. Unfortunately, I wanted to try, but like I said before, it is always going to be 2 episodes. So with that, next episode, we will get wrapped up the Ancient Ruins of Rauh, then, last Legacy Dungeon, and we'll get this thing, all wrapped up for you guys. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll catch you back here shortly.